Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando and on this channel siyasifunde iy'ncwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese siza la sizokhuluma ngazo le ndaba esizifundile. Senzela laba phela abasuke bengenaso isikhathi sokuthi bayifunde iy'ncwadi nalabo abasuke benqanda nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sizokhuluma ngala ma-shows. Senze ama-reviews, ama-recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Uma ngabe uqala ukujona namhlanje and you happen to like our content, do not forget to press the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified when we upload new work kule channel lena. And if you want to be a member of the channel, there's a join button. There's also a thanks button if you want to thank each channel ngemali. And thank you so much to Usonto who actually donated Izolo. Guys, if you have donated and I haven't mentioned you, it's because I haven't seen it. Sometimes I just see it's on my revenue, but I miss it on the comment section. But thank you so much, you guys. I need to figure out how to check it, what to donated. Thank you so much, you guys, for all those that have donated to the channel. Anyway, you guys, I just wanted to talk a little bit, guys. So I was watching I was watching NdivhuT and Pastor Bae, like I normally do. Anyway, I watch Pastor Bae and NdivhuT all the time. Anyway, you guys, okay, before I tell the story is, those who are saying to me, Dando, did you see NdivhuT spoke about your channel in one of her lives last week? Yes, guys, I did see. I was actually on that live I was watching and I commented on it. The reason she even talked about my channel is because I commented on and she was reading everybody. They were reading, both her and her husband were reading everybody's comment. She read my comment and then she said, you know, she watches my channel. People must come watch my channel, which I appreciated very much. And actually people did come and comment and say they were sent by NdivhuT, and I got some subscribers from that, and I appreciate it. And I sent some hearts there in the chat section because I was part of that live. So yes, I did see and I did show that I appreciated it. I think people are watching that video, maybe not seeing my comment below to say thank you. They're thinking that I didn't see it. I saw it, guys. I saw it, and I appreciate it. But again, that is NdivhuT anyway, guys. She's kind like that, you know. So, but anyway, that doesn't stop me from gossiping about her, you know. So I was watching a live where her and her husband, Pastor Bae, were talking about Ishoka Kokoskoteni. And they were talking about the possibilities of a show being a lie and them just acting on that show and it not being true, really, it's not real, you know, and which is something that we've also talked about on this channel. When you watch Moja Love, you know, expect anything, but again, the interesting parts that they get into, which I never knew, NdivhuT starts talking about how they were once going to be part of a certain Moja Love show, which they don't mention. What I was trying to figure out. What show is that? Was it Ria Totela or is it Ria Totela or Ria Totela or Ria Totela? Ngihambile yasho umuntu la vele nje uthi mawubuka amahliphihliphi nje kuyathethiswana kuyaliwa awazi ukuthi kwenzekani kuleya show nje. The point is for people to fight. That's the point of the show. I thought mhlambe yileyo show le. So they were going to be on this show, which we don't know which one. So they were happy about it. They were excited. Bazoba on TV, her and Pastor Bae, and they had invited some family members to go and be part of the show with them. You know, happy. I mean, Moja Love. You know, and I'm sure it was going to get them even more viewers too. You know, from Moja Love had they gone to the show. And they don't say when this happened, guys. How long ago this happened, but yeah. So then they say that, but at some point in preparing to go to the show, you know, I'm guessing maybe the producers came to them and say, okay, you guys are going to be part of the show, but I mean, you can't be coming to the show and just be all perfect and lovey-dovey and no one is fighting anybody. You know, you have to, you know, have some drama, whether you're fighting with your husband or whatever. There has to be like some conflict somewhere. And NdivhuT and Pastor Bae are like, but we don't have conflict. They're like, no, that's not a problem. You can just create something. Maybe you can pretend you are fighting with your mother-in-law, you know. Maybe you're not getting along or something like that. And they realize that can't being on Moja Love is a challenge. Eh? Okay. From what I gather about that, I think the Butsi was willing to put in some acting skills, and do the and do the show. She sounded like she was considering acting, bringing the inner actress. But what happens is that when she tells Pastor Bae, it's Pastor Bae, imagine, because she did say, the problem is that her mother-in-law really loves her. They get along. So she didn't know how she was going to do this thing. But she tells Pastor Bae, I'm sure she was thinking they will come up with a plan. And Pastor Bae, she says, Pastor Bae, now we much alive, it's we have to pretend to be fighting, not really like fights. Just pretend. Pastor Bae is like, no, I'm not an actor. Pastor Bae is like, I know, I'm not going on national TV and lying. Hey, you would see, Sis was okay now. How is she gonna act now without the partner now? Because then she can't pretend she's fighting with mother-in-law when the husband is not gonna agree to pretend. The husband is gonna be there saying no, these two are not. They get along at home. So that's how they lost the gig. Was it a gig or what? I don't know, but yeah, that's how they lost the opportunity to be on TV because they were like, we can't pretend we're not getting along when we actually are getting along. But this is the reason I'm telling the story. One, it's a funny story, so it's very funny. I don't know why didn't Pastor Bae just go and act, eh? But the funny thing is that they were gonna have to convince the mother-in-law as well to act. I wonder, we're totally drama kumoja love. Yazi basincishe drama. That's why I'm saying they blew it. Okay, fine. So they decided they're not gonna go. So I tell the story because one, it's a funny story, guys. I thought it was funny. Number one, it went that way, and that was the reason that they didn't go because Pastor Bae didn't want to pretend. And I'm guessing it would have been difficult to convince the mother to act. But I was on Namanga, But I also tell the story, you guys, because honestly, we always talk about Moja Love on this channel and talking about, even in the comment section, people say, hey, Amangala, and all of that. I think these are some of the things that we should look at and see that, a lot of the things we watch on Moja Love is just created drama that doesn't exist. I'm sure you guys that they do have genuine stories on Moja Love that they really like genuine and that they tell, but there are times when they just create things that don't exist. So when you see people fight sometimes on Moja Love and they're fighting with their family, that show Mamizala, very ugly. I'm a family. Sometimes you must consider, sometimes it's not real. Tell me they were going to go on Mamizala. So for me, it was a confirmation which really like they do ask people when people are coming to the show to lie about, the fights, lie about the conflicts and create conflicts that don't actually exist. So to me, that was interesting, you guys, to find out. But anyway, they blew it scare for us because honestly, we would have had content to talk about. NdivhuT and Pastor Bae were on Watch Alive, And imagine if they went on the show and then afterwards we found out that they lied. The content that we were gonna have. Not only did they blow it for themselves and the future generations, because they were gonna be telling their grandchildren, we were once on TV. They blew it for us because we would have had content. But guys, imagine if they went on Moja Love, did the story, pretended they were fighting, and then Moja Love liked them and liked their acting, and then they decided to create a show just for them. And then they would have had to continue lying now and fighting and fighting and fighting for like 10 more seasons because they would have to create the whole season of the show, 10 episodes now, fighting with the in-law that you get along with. You will end up really fighting for real. But anyway, that's what happened, you guys. But yeah. I'm sad to go to that drama because it would have been nice to see them on TV fighting like that and being like, let's fight back. But anyway, you guys, yeah, Moja Love in among. But guys, yeah, because still our shows are entertaining somehow, even though we know a lot of it is just lies. Anyway, you guys, that is it for me on this issue. Please like the video before Pumegona and share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngenithanda kakhulu.